Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 7 of the Name One Player podcast. I took it upon myself to double check what episode this was before pressing record, so I didn't have to do the thing that I do every single episode and be like, wait, what episode is it? I don't even know. And then go on Spotify, check what episode we're on, and then start my intro again. I didn't do that today. Today it's episode 7. And big news, if you cannot see my Justin Jefferson jersey, it's a Minnesota Vikings episode. And you might be saying, is every episode not a Minnesota Vikings episode? And I would say no. Just because I mention the Minnesota Vikings every episode, it's not a Minnesota Vikings episode, but today is a Minnesota Vikings episode. Fully Minnesota Vikings. We're not talking about anything other than the Minnesota Vikings. And I can't wait. I cannot wait. Somebody actually asked me yesterday. I was watching the game with the UK Vikings fan club. And I'll get more into that in a little bit. But somebody there asked me yesterday, Nicole, is your podcast a Minnesota Vikings podcast? And I said, no. I could see why you would think it is and why it would make sense for me to have a Minnesota Vikings podcast, because I love the Minnesota Vikings with my heart and soul. I love them so much. But no, it's not. I made this podcast to interview women of every league, every sport, every team, sometimes not even teams. Last week, we did an episode on the Olympics with Nicole. If you haven't listened, definitely go check that out. It was a great episode. And sometimes it's going to be about women who work in sports. The possibilities are endless, which is why I didn't really want to put myself and the Name One Player podcast in the box of Minnesota Vikings or even the National Football League, as much as I would love to. I was even thinking, before I was asked this question, I was thinking earlier in the day, because I'm going through my list of guests and I'm really trying hard to not just make it either the women that I love from Vikings Twitter or women that I know in other fandoms that just happen to be playing the Minnesota Vikings that week so that I can also recap the Vikings game. No. I'm going to do my best to stay away from that. That will organically happen. There will definitely be more Vikings episodes and definitely be some organic crossover from other teams that just happen to be playing the Minnesota Vikings that specific week. I was going to say, I can't control that, but I'm literally the only person who does control it. But tough luck. I love the Minnesota Vikings and I'm going to talk about them, but I'm not going to make it my whole, I'm not going to make it my whole identity, but I think that ship's probably already sailed. I do have a Minnesota Vikings tattoo, so I think I've branded myself as making my entire personality the Minnesota Vikings. But I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't sell myself short. I have many aspects to my personality, such as what should we say? Such as One Direction. I'll throw Taylor Swift in there. I'll give her a little bit of my personality. I do also have a Taylor Swift tattoo. I do also have a One Direction tattoo. Maybe just all of my tattoos is my personality. I guess that makes sense. You get tattoos based off of what you like and your personality. Yeah, okay. Anyways, back on track here. Like I said, I watched the game. Oh, well, hold up. I'm so sorry. How rude of me. I did not wish everybody a happy Victory Monday. Happy Victory Monday to all who celebrate. That goes out to not even just the Vikings fans. Anybody who has a team who won. Happy Victory Monday. It's great to be back. It's a great feeling. Waking up on Monday morning, knowing that your team has won. Oh, really? I don't know that anything beats it, really. I really don't. And it's so great. I mean, I miss football so much. And actually, some news here. What I was going to say is I miss football so much, and it was so nice to watch a game again. And I did stay up for half of the Chiefs Ravens game. I could not stay up for all of it. Frankly, I just didn't care enough. I honestly, I wasn't even going to stay up at all. But then I got into the game, and then I got too tired, so I fell asleep. There was a delay, and then the game didn't even, I think I fell asleep at like 2:45. It wasn't even halftime yet, so I was like, I can't do this. I need to go to bed. So I did, but it was just so nice having football back, and so nice watching the game with a bunch of Vikings fans. I watched the game at Hippodrome Casino where they play all of the NFL games, and there was a big group of us from the UK Vikings fan club, and it was just so fun. I love meeting with that group of people. First off, I'm forever grateful to them because when I moved to London, they welcomed me with such open arms, such a friendly group of people, and it was just so nice and comforting, really, after this huge move on to the other side of the world, to meet a group of people who love the same team that you love, have the same passion that you have, and it's been a major part of why I love London. However, with that being said, I do have some news. I am actually moving back home to Canada, and I will not lie, a huge, huge, huge factor in that decision to move home was so that I can watch football games on my couch again from bright and early Sunday morning, 10 in the morning. This is my routine. I wake up 9 o'clock. Have a little sleep in, make a coffee, have my silk vanilla almond coffee creamer, which they don't have in the United Kingdom. They're really lacking on the dairy-free flavored coffee creamers, and I know they're not good for you. I know that, but I'd like my coffee to taste nice. Sue me. I'm sorry. Anyway, so I make my coffee at 9. And then I lay on my couch for an hour, and I get comfortable and just, watch the NFL Network and get excited for the day. And then hopefully the Vikings are playing. I mean, for me, it's a morning game, but for everyone in Minnesota, I guess it's an afternoon? I don't know. Anyways, I sit and I watch the Vikings play. They play at 10 o'clock in the morning. I sit and I watch them at 10 o'clock in the morning. Then I watch the next game, and then I watch the game after that. And then I go to bed happy, hopefully, because the Minnesota Vikings won their game, but besides the point. So, yeah, I am moving home in October, and I am looking forward to it, for sure. Today, we have a lovely guest. We have somebody from Vikings Twitter, of course, to talk all about the Minnesota Vikings. I have Christina today, and we are going to talk about the game and how good it feels to have won, and talk about just how great it is to be a woman on Minnesota Vikings Twitter. Crazy place that is Vikings Twitter. And talk about how we're feeling going into next week. I'm excited. Christina is so funny on Twitter. I think her tweets are absolutely hilarious, and I'm so excited to chat with her. So, without further ado, please welcome Christina. All right, everyone. So we have Christina here with us. Christina, in that awkward countdown, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I was just thinking, I absolutely love your shirt. I am obsessed with
Walmart.
it.
I don't know if there's Walmart. Yeah, so I mean, if you can get someone, I mean, I could go look and try and ship you one if there's any more. But yeah, I got it at Walmart, and it's really cute. I was like, I'm in.
That's super cute. Well, I've been to Minnesota twice now, and both of the times that I went to Target, and they had just had such cute Viking stuff.
Oh, they do. They also have cute stuff.
Nothing really in the UK, which is too bad.
I mean, that would make sense. If there's no teams out there. I had to remind myself I'm in Minnesota, so that would make sense that there's Vikings clothes in Walmart.
Well, I work at an arena, and inside of the arena, it has this shopping center, and they have a Lids there, and every time I'm on my break and I'm just walking through the stores, I always go into Lids and see if they maybe have a nice Vikings hat. So I'll need to check that out pretty
Have you
soon and
scored
see if
one
there's
yet?
anything good. No, I haven't because they're all just like the basic one that I already have. So I
Yeah.
want something a little bit different, but we'll see. We'll see. Well, actually, no, because the Vikings are coming to London. So hopefully the stores here will do a little bit
They
more
have.
for
I
that.
wonder if they bring like merch. How Taylor has her merch truck. I wonder if the
Hmm.
Vikings do something like that, or like a pop-up store or something.
I hope so. I mean, I know
That'd be
there's going to be
sweet.
stuff planned for the whole entire week that they're here. And really, I think there's 3 NFL games in London throughout the entire time. There's going to be a bunch of stuff going on. So hopefully I can score some
I bet you
specific
can.
UK Vikings merchandise.
Are you moving before the game?
I'm moving after the game. So I'm
Oh,
actually
good.
going to the game. I'm so excited. So excited. I'm excited to see Rodgers too because we're playing the Jets. If he even makes it that far, we'll see. Thinking
See
about
what
staying
happens
up.
tonight.
Exactly. I'm thinking about staying up for the game because why not? I mean, might as well see what,
It's
and
for
then
the
plus
bit.
two.
That's what I tell myself.
Exactly. And see what we're up against next week. But I mean, before we get too far into next week, tell me your thoughts about this week. How are you feeling today? How are you feeling after this win?
I was so happy. I sat down with my friends and I like watched the fumble and I was like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna close my eyes and it is gonna be what it is. And then like
Yeah.
immediately they snapped back. It just feels so good. I was pretty positive about the season before it even started, but then we just didn't know really. It's easy to win preseason games when no one's out there that we actually any of our starters. And so who knew what was going to happen? And it went so smooth.
Yeah, I completely agree. That first drive, that was stressful. And it was funny. All of us who were sitting there were like, okay, well, welcome back. We're so excited that football season has started.
Yeah.
The
Woohoo!
Minnesota Vikings, we are back to normal business. They're stomping on our hearts right away, but then it turned around really quickly, so I'm really happy.
Very great. That was so nice.
It was funny. We were sitting in a section of Minnesota Vikings fans. They were playing the Vikings
Do you have a
game
lot
in
with
that
you
section.
there?
Sorry?
Do you have a lot in your city?
Yeah, it's shocking. I had no idea before I moved here, but there's a whole UK Vikings fan club. And the team that runs that, they're so friendly. I talked about this in my intro, but they really were such a huge part of making my move to London so great. Like, they're so welcoming, but so many of them, there's so many. So what, there were probably 20 of us maybe watching the game.
My goodness.
Yeah,
I love that though. Like, what a sense of community.
Seriously. So I definitely am going to be sad to be leaving that kind of community, but watching the game, there were 4 Giants fans sitting there, and we were trying, like, they were so lovely, but we were trying hard not to laugh at their misery because we've been there. We know.
We all have. Like, we've lived it for several years. Yes. What did I say? The last time we even won by 2 scores was like 28. It was something insane.
Oh,
that
my
it
gosh.
was just like, I can't believe it's been that long.
Well, it's funny too because at the end of the game, I was kind of thinking, I was like, should I just leave early? Like, it's late. I got to get the tube home. Like, I'm kind of ready to go. And I was like, no, but I'm used to them blowing it in the 4th quarter. But I was like, hey,
something horrible happening.
We're up by what, 20 points at this point. I think I'm okay, but I'm hardwired to be like, no, you can't.
I did the same thing. I kept looking at them like, even 2 minutes left, my heart, we're still like, even though it's impossible, always happens to us.
Yeah. So you said though that you were pretty optimistic going into the season?
I was hoping for the best.
Okay.
I feel like nothing can disappoint as much as last year. Like,
yeah. Fair enough.
We lost in a row, so I was like, you know what, it is what it is at this point. But yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of the same way. I was kind of thinking, how much worse can it get? But I will be honest, I was not as positive as you were. I just say, how much worse can it get? But then with JJ McCarthy being injured, I was like, no. It can get worse. And
it's gonna get worse.
I owe a major apology to Sam Darnold. Who is this man? Like, where I was not expecting him to be so clean, to be so
no
calm,
issues, like, at all.
It was fabulous. And it was
Yes.
actually quite funny because on the screen across from us, they were playing the Falcons game. And we were just turning our heads like every second and just seeing Kirk,
Yeah. I didn't
play
watch.
like
It makes
Kirk
me
Cousins.
sad.
I mean, it's tough because I actually really did like Kirk. I
Yeah.
I did not have a ton of issues with him, but after seeing him play yesterday, I'm
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
Kirk. I wish you the best in life, but not with the
We out.
Minnesota
Yep.
Vikings.
I'm
Yeah,
signed
we're
out.
done.
That's how I said the same thing. I was like, what if? That would be our luck. We would have sat on him and then it just would have been the same thing. And now what made me think today, I was thinking about what if we did have him again? And then that's the same shit that keeps happening is the dumb throws, even though he's so great other ways. I was like, I don't want to deal with that again.
No,
And
I
that's probably what
completely
would have
agree.
happened. He would have been the same.
Well, that's the thing. I think that's part of why it feels so great today. It's just that it's new.
Yeah.
It's fresh. It's different. Speaking of new though, I thought that it was absolutely hilarious that the first touchdown scored by the Minnesota Vikings was by Aaron Jones.
Heck yes. And then instantly the Lambo leap. I don't know what the hell we're calling it, but
Oh yeah,
I
what
was
would we
like,
want to call it?
I think I saw some girls on Twitter calling it the Viking leap or something like that. But I'm like, I don't know. I feel like it could still kind of be called the Lambo leap. I mean, I don't know. It was incredible. I freaked out.
I mean, it's always so funny, especially when the Packers players come over to the Vikings, like you hate them, and then they play okay, and you're like, well, Jones did better than okay. Like, I'm obsessed with this man now.
Why
But,
did they give him up? Like, what the heck? And I'm like, the sombrero. I'm like, this is a vibe, and I'm here for it. And then he gets the first touchdown.
but it's so funny because, yeah, when I saw that sombrero and him walking in, I thought in that moment, I was like, ugh, if we were playing the Packers and they showed him walking in like that, I'd be like, ugh, this guy.
It's hard to get excited about because we all hate now, like, the Falcons doing all of our bits with Kirk. Like, we all hate it. So it's like, but then we're all loving this sombrero bit, so.
Oh, absolutely hilarious. Yeah, no, but I'm really excited. It's so nice. And then our defense too. Andrew Van
Ginkle.
Yes.
Thor. Where did you come from?
Literally.
And can you stay?
Exactly. I miss TJ Hawkinson. I miss him dearly. And I wish him a speedy recovery. But you know what? If we gotta have a nice long-haired Vikings-esque man on the team, I think Van Ginkel is doing a good job.
100%. I agree.
It's tough because I feel like usually whenever I've done these kind of like recaps in previous seasons, it's just filled with misery and filled with, there'll be like some good things and then it'll be like, but this needs to improve, this needs to improve, this needs to improve. And at the same time, I don't know, I'm just excited for this game coming up.
I'm anxious. Kind of nice that we get to watch them tonight. So we got our win. And then we get to watch them tonight. I don't know if they're at home or not.
Yeah, actually, let me look that up.
And then I've just been thinking about Rodgers. Like, oh God, what is he going to do?
I honestly, yeah, I think I do just need to stay up for the game. I mean, it's already 12:13
Maybe just
for me.
Halftime, like up until halftime.
Well, that's what I did for the Thursday night game is I fell asleep before halftime because I was like, I mean, super electric, super exciting, but I don't particularly care for the Chiefs or the Ravens. I was like, I can just go to bed. I'm good.
Yeah. I was like, I wanted to see Taylor and my son wanted to see Taylor. Yes. So we did like a couple views of her and then we were like, we're sleeping.
Well, I love talking about Taylor Swift on these episodes and just about what she has done to the men on Twitter.
Brads and Chads.
Have you noticed a difference between this season and last? About
like with the complaining or just the vibe?
I get both of them, really.
I don't really know. I haven't seen that much. I feel like now everyone's so Swifties and us are so loud about it that I think they all kind of shut up, except like the people that don't stop talking. Like, but I haven't seen too much. I think a lot of people are just like, okay, it is what it is. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I also am such a Swiftie that I think I'm on the right side of Twitter and that I don't have to see the complaining.
That's a good point. Yeah, no. I agree with that. Most of my timeline with Taylor Swift is the positive Oh my God, she looks so good.
Yeah.
I'll be honest though, I didn't love her outfit. I loved the outfit, but not for the first game of the season. I
It
thought she could have done better.
it did feel very country concerty, not like football game. But
Mm-hmm.
it was
Mm-hmm.
cute and saucy. And I mean, she's trying to I think she's definitely went from like the girlfriend to like it's gonna be the wife. Like
Okay.
that's what I think at
Okay.
least. That's my opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it'll be exciting. I mean, I just feel like most of my Instagram, I posted, oh my God, is this team good? Like, wait a minute, the Minnesota Vikings.
I was like, what were your
And
responses? What do you
well,
get?
I think a lot of people on my Instagram don't necessarily know about my Vikings Twitter. So they kind
Okay.
of just think that I'm a bit of a casual fan here and there, like the Vikings, but just don't know that I immerse myself in the Vikings like
Die
all
Hard.
day long.
Same.
So I got a lot of, well, they were playing the Giants. And I think that is a valid point. I do.
Yep.
But at the same time, I also don't. I feel like watching that game gave me enough confidence, and I'm not confident in saying that word confidence,
Yep.
but watching the way that the team played, I'm like, I don't think it was just a Giants thing. I mean,
No.
the Giants did not play well, but I still feel like the Vikings outplayed how bad the Giants played, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think yeah, I heard that on the radio as I was driving home that it yes, it was like a bad Giants team, but we also just had it together. Even no matter like
Hmm.
whoever it is, like if we can just keep that going. Because like the only real bad thing with the Giants was their quarterback. Like that was the worst part that they couldn't get crap done with.
Yeah,
And so it's like if we can face and our defense can stick up with it, then I don't know. I'm just
yeah,
proud. It's
yeah.
crazy to say. I thought the Giants were good. I didn't know that they weren't like great.
Well,
So
I mean, especially, gosh, what season was it? 2 years ago when
yeah,
they
we
beat us
lost
in
to
the
them. Yeah.
playoffs. Like, I mean, they're not a terrible team. I agree with you. I think it is. Daniel Jones is just horrible.
At least we're not in that situation.
Yes. You know what, though? I did see a tweet of him leaving and him getting booed by Giants fans. And I was just thinking, even on Kirk Cousins' worst day, people were eating him alive online,
Yep.
100%. But nobody to his face
No.
in Minnesota
Mm-mm.
would be booing
Not that
that
I
man.
know of. No,
No
heck no.
way. There's
Mm-mm.
just no, I don't know,
No, they were
maybe.
booing Daniel in the second quarter, I guess, like the whole time.
Which,
Valid.
again, I mean, thankfully, I don't know what it's like to be in that situation of it just being so abysmally bad. I mean, again, Kirk
Yeah.
was not perfect,
We
but
had a couple bad ones at the end of the season.
I'm not booing him in front of
I would
everyone.
never do that. No, there's no reason to. Why?
It is just, like I said, I'm so cautious to say that I'm confident because, as you know, as anybody who likes the Minnesota Vikings knows, it doesn't.
The other foot will fall.
Yes, recent history, not even recent, all time history has shown that it just doesn't really last. So I am
Yeah.
nervous. I am a little bit nervous for that, but I'm gonna have a great time. We're in
Let's
this
enjoy it.
together.
That's what I'm telling
Yes.
myself. I was like, I'm just gonna enjoy it. Like as I was like, all my friends were taking Jello shots every touchdown or like every quarter and all this stuff, and I was like, I'm just gonna take it in because what if it was a game where we were getting zero? But like I was trying to tell myself that too, like how you're talking about not getting super excited, but like it feels good. I keep reminding myself like Dobbs came out and surprised us that first game. And I'm
Yeah.
like, hopefully it's not our just one luck game because
Mhm.
I want it to continue.
I was actually sitting there thinking about, during the game, I was thinking about the Bills game a couple
Yes.
seasons ago. That's my go-to. Like I was sitting there, I was like, oh, I'm so happy, and I'm like, oh, but this could all go away. But I was like, no, but remember that Bills game? Like I've never been that happy in my life, and it went
No, that
away.
was the best.
It went
It did.
away, but that's okay.
Yep,
Like
yep. We
I
have
still
more
had such
seasons,
a great
more
time.
games. Yeah. I tell myself just to enjoy it. Take it game by
Yeah.
game.
Exactly. Even if it all goes away, even if this was our one win, which I truly, again, after this game, I truly don't think it is. I think that we do have a
I
really
think we have
great
a run.
season ahead of us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. I think so. But even
I
if it
think so
does,
too.
We just need to
It's life.
remember this moment. Yeah, it really is.
Everyone go back to the first game.
So
Oh,
you
I love it.
live in Minnesota that you said? Did you grow up there? Is that
Yes.
how you became
Yep.
a Vikings fan?
I have been here my whole life. My grandpa is a giant Vikings fan.
Okay.
And so he kind of started it. I mean, I think most people become fans of their state football team
Hmm.
unless like then you have persuasive. So I feel like it's always been the Vikings for my family. But I grew up with three brothers too. And so
Okay.
that like no sisters. And so that doubled down on it. My brother took me to a bunch of games when I was younger. We had an age gap. And so he took me to the Favre game where he threw the Hail Mary and against was it the 49ers?
I think it was the
And
49ers.
he told me we had a Family Force 5 concert right after the game. And he was like, we're not leaving, we're staying. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, I'm in. And he taught me to never leave a game early because you don't know what happens. And it's just always stuck with me. And now I'm stuck with this team, but I love them. Yeah, and now I have a 7-year-old and he's a boy and he is a diehard as well. So it's like our bonding thing every Sunday. We went to training camp. I take him to a couple
Oh,
games if I
fun.
can.
Hmm.
And he's like, a lot of people are like, how do you know what age to bring your kid? Because like most kids don't sit there the whole time. But he
Hmm.
sits there and he watches and he does the math and he talks about what we need to win. And like, it's insane. And so I just love it
No
because it's something that we get to
way.
bond over. So
Yeah,
it's so cute.
definitely. So
Yeah.
how was training camp then when you guys went?
It was good. So I went on the first day that they had it open to the public with him, and he couldn't really pay attention to. That's a little boring when it's not just like a
Mm,
full on game going.
yeah.
And so we only made it like halfway through, but he got to do a kids camp that they put on in the morning. And so he got to train with like some of the backup like football coaches that they
Oh,
have and stuff,
cool.
which was really cool. So we stayed for half, but then I went with Sal on Monday night practice.
Oh,
And that
nice.
was
Okay.
like right after the Thursday night preseason game where we found out, not Thursday night, the Saturday preseason game. Yeah, they were all Saturdays. It was right after JJ got that first preseason game, and we like found out he wasn't even going to be practicing. And it's like to go back to that night when we were thinking that he was just sore, and then the next day find out it was way worse than that. But it was so
Oh,
fun. Night practice, if you're ever decide to come for a week or something in the summer,
yeah.
do it when you could do like a preseason game and practice because
Okay.
night practice is so fun. They do fireworks and
Oh, no
it's just a
way.
blast. You get to just sit there and watch practice and then fireworks happen and they had like a concert, but we didn't go to that. It was not anyone we knew. But
Okay.
but it's really
Okay, that
fun.
sounds so fun. Well, I mean, every year I always see people tweeting about preseason and the Minnesota State Fair. And every single summer, I'm like, I should just go to
Next
training
summer we're
camp.
gonna make you.
100%. I'll be there.
Yes.
100%.
We'll plan it. We'll figure it out. All the days.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, also too, now that I'm moving back home, I really do want to try to make it to one of the games.
Is it a
So,
long drive?
oh yeah, you have to
What part are
fly.
you would have to fly? I don't know what part of
I'm
Canada you're in.
I'm from Vancouver.
Okay.
So I mean, I guess technically you could drive. I mean, I don't own a car anymore. I sold literally everything before
Everything.
moving here. I was not expecting to go back a year after moving.
You
But
tried it. That's all that matters.
yeah, I mean, I do really love it. Have you been to London?
I haven't, never. I was really hoping this year I'd be able to make it. So it's on my
Yeah.
bucket list for a future game.
I mean,
But
I would definitely visit London, but living in
yeah.
London, it's not my vibe per se.
Yeah.
But if I want to come back to London, I have my visa for another 2 years. If not, then I just stay in
Or you can
Canada
try
and
other
do
places.
trips. True, true. Maybe I move to Minnesota, honestly.
Hey,
Makes
welcome.
sense.
We would love it. We all would love it.
That's hilarious. So, you've been a fan your whole life. How long have you been engaging in Vikings Twitter? The crazy world
It's
of Vikings
the
Twitter.
very fun Vikings Twitter. So I have had a Twitter account, not my whole life, but probably since it came out 2014 or whatever the heck it is.
Yeah.
And I like tweeted about sports, but not a ton. It's actually about to be a year ago. I had 600 followers and now I have almost 4,000.
Oh, no
And
way.
that was literally just because I got out of a relationship and I was like, I'm gonna bitch about this on here, I guess. And so that and Viking stuff all just mixed together. And I just, out of nowhere, a ton of people started following me. I don't know if I'm funny or what it is, but just over the last year is when I got everybody and started really engaging in it. And I've
Yeah.
made a ton of good friends.
Hmm.
And it's my favorite. None of my friends around here that I actually hang out with are Twitter people at all, so they don't
Hmm.
understand it. And it's like, I gotta talk to my people.
Well, it is funny because in my intro, I was just saying that your Twitter is hilarious. Like you are very funny. So, and I do
I
like
love
how
that.
you
Thank you.
have such a range of what you tweet. Like you
Yeah.
tweet hilarious things about the Vikings, but just also hilarious things about your life, which is nice to see a mix
Yes.
of that. I really do love
I
when
try
accounts
not
do
to
that.
be like, I don't want to just be sports. I love them, but like I was like scared, like telling you about me coming on. Like I'm not all about that. Like I'm a mix of everything. And I think
Hmm.
maybe that's why I stand out a little bit more because it is a mix. And I love that. I
Yeah.
think a lot of people should be more of a mix.
Definitely. It is a really great community, and being able to talk about the things that are going on in your life
Yeah.
is fun. It's nice to be able to do that. Sometimes people can be annoying,
Yeah.
but
Oh, yeah. Some of
well,
them are rough, but I'm like, it's okay.
I mean, talking about tweeting about sports all the time. I know for myself, I definitely shied away from it for quite some time. When I first started on Twitter, I did not use my name or my face. It was a picture of Will Smith and my name was crying. And because I was just so terrified. And looking
Yeah.
back, it's so sad. And I wish I could tell any woman who's listening, just
Yeah.
tweet whatever the hell you want. And if you want to tweet about sports, tweet about sports. Who cares what any person might say about
Yeah.
your gender? But I'm so happy
Yeah,
that
I
I'm
can't believe how crazy people get about girls being into sports. It's like, sorry,
yeah.
I can also like them.
Yeah. And especially too, it's like you just see, actually, you know what? This would be a fun social experiment to have somebody with either a male profile picture or even just like a profile picture that's not of themselves
Yeah,
versus a profile picture that we both have, like very obviously women
women. Yeah.
wearing their sports teams, whatever, and tweeting the exact same thing. Like the
And just
exact
seeing
same
what
thing.
happens. Yes.
Because I've definitely tweeted some takes. Anything that people say on Twitter, they're just takes. Like either you agree with it or you don't. And
And it's okay to
every
move on from it.
100%, 100%. But I've had quite a few tweets that people will reply and be like, well, you're a woman. And I'm just like, what does that have to
Yeah.
do with anything?
Nothing at all.
Nothing. But I will say, and I talked about this in my intro as well, part of me just wishes that every single week I could just interview the women from Vikings Twitter because the community is just
Yes.
so incredible. But I do need to mix it up.
I think you're doing great. You got to do what works for you.
But even, I mean, I don't know how much you've engaged with other sports Twitter communities, but there's a lot of really incredible women on all
Yeah,
scattered throughout there.
I don't have a ton. I have one group that I joined for fantasy football that are actually
Mm,
like I'm the only Vikings girl. The rest of them are all over. I have some people that I follow for like other hockey organizations and stuff like that, but not a lot of football ones. So I'm trying to also like branch out there. That would be really cool for you though. If you could get one from every fan base to come on, like that would be a lot of fun.
it's hilarious. In my intro, I'm literally saying that the goal of this podcast was not to be a Minnesota Vikings podcast.
Yeah.
And even if I interview other women, I'm still just going to talk about the
But
Minnesota
that's okay.
Vikings.
Like, and they're going to talk about theirs.
It really is fun. And that's what, like, it's just so nice to have made this space for women to just talk about the teams that they love without having men
The judgment.
interjecting in the comments. Yeah, it's been really fun, and I'm just so excited to continue talking to other women.
Yeah.
I say this every episode too. Unfortunately, I will never run out of content because fortunately, there's so many women who love sports and love to
Yep.
talk about them. But unfortunately, there are always going to be men out there pissing us off,
Yeah. All the
unfortunately,
time.
which is too bad, really too bad. Thankfully, it's like when you do have that community of women to band together with, it makes it a lot easier.
It makes it so much easier. It's like a wall up. You can't touch us.
Yeah. And it's so much easier to just move on. It makes it so much easier to just move on from it when you just know that everybody else, gets it and
Yep.
they understand it and they're there to support you too. That's, like I said, Vikings Twitter especially. I feel like the women are just so supportive.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. Okay, so I do ask this question to every single person who comes on here, and I really try not to be too
Yep.
of who asked this specific question. But typically, in my experience, and most of the women's experience that I've had on here, it typically tends to be men who ask this specific question. So, my question for you is, have you ever had any times where men or anybody have asked you to name one player?
I have to be honest, and this sounds so pick me girl, but I don't think I have. But this is the only reason why I don't think
Good.
so. I am so loud about sports that, like, if I'm screaming in the bar or something at them, they literally, I don't even think they can question it. And
That's good.
so I think that's the only reason why.
Well, I love that for you.
But
You're
I wish I had a
immediately
story.
showing them.
Only because I feel like I should.
No, it's good. I am genuinely happy for you that you haven't had to experience that.
Also, do I hang around a lot of people? And so I don't give that much opportunity.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah. Just be loud and just be talking enough that,
Yeah.
people don't even get the
No,
chance. They don't even get the chance.
never. I'm already screaming at it. It was so funny. This is like, I walked, so a lot of these, I was hanging out with some older people yesterday at their house, and all the guys were bellied up to like the bar watching the game, and they left one stool, and I got there and everyone was like, Christina, that stool's for you. And I was like, oh my God. Because they knew that I had to sit there just because I can't. I'm not the person that walks around. I'm not.
Yeah, you
I'm
just
always
sit in front of
watching.
the
I
TV
can't
and
miss.
just stare at it. Well, no, I was saying too, like, that is such a huge reason why I want to move home. Because these
Yeah.
night games, they're
That's
kind
so
of
hard. At least we only
killing
have
me.
two of them, us, I
Yes,
think, right? 2 prime time this year.
I believe so, yeah. But even just, I have FOMO. I don't want to miss any of
Yeah.
it. Like, I love being able to either sit on my couch all day or go to a nice bar and watch the
Yeah.
primetime game. And I just can't do that here. So I'm so
No,
excited.
that time thing has to be hard.
But that's okay. It's nice because I feel like I got even longer of a victory Monday than
You
everyone
did.
else did.
You really did. I can't believe it's almost already over.
Oh my God, I guess it is over for me. Oh, that's sad. It's still Victory Tuesday in my eyes.
It is. It's victory week.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we should just ride this high
We really
up
should.
until next Sunday. Well,
At noon.
we have 40 more minutes until the game starts.
Ooh.
Are you going to watch it tonight?
I think I am. I usually turn it on for at least the first half, and if I fall asleep, I fall asleep. But
Yeah.
I really want to see how Aaron does. Because of 3 snaps last year or whatever it is. And so
Yeah.
now it's his time. And then, yeah, we're facing the 49ers. So I feel like we have to see what they look like. We beat them
Yeah,
at home last year. Like everyone
I
always
know.
says, like 49ers is always a threat. I don't think we've really struggled that badly.
Mm-mm.
Like
No.
clearly and we're facing them at home again. So coming off a win, home field advantage. Like, sorry, I'm trying not to let her
No.
distract.
No, I would love for her to give her point of view on.
Willow, do you got any points of views?
Hello.
This is Willow. She's named after the Taylor Swift song.
So sweet.
She's
Aw.
like,
Yeah, no, I think I saw a tweet that they haven't won at US Bank or in Minnesota since like 92 or 95, like something crazy like that.
oh wow.
Yeah,
Well then,
maybe I made
heck
that
yeah.
up. I should double
No, I
check those
believe you.
stats, but
No, that's me with any of my stats. I'm like, I heard it on the radio. I saw it on TikTok, actually.
I like that now people are like being honest when they say like, "Oh, I saw something on TikTok," because I
That's
know
very true.
a couple years ago I used to just say, "Oh, I read an article." I read an article.
I do that still, actually.
No,
A
I saw it on
lot.
TikTok. I saw it on TikTok. No, it's okay. I saw it on TikTok. Because then, if it's not real, it's okay. You saw it on TikTok.
Yeah, you can blame it on the TikToker, not us.
That is so funny. Well, I'm excited for tonight. I think it's going to be a good game. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to stay up the whole game,
Yeah.
but
What time do you
again,
have to be at
Aaron
work?
Rodgers. I have to be at work at 9 o'clock tomorrow, but
Watch the first
yeah.
quarter.
Yeah. I mean, I just also can't stand Aaron Rodgers, so I was a little bit, I don't know, annoyed when I saw that we're playing the Jets in London because I just can't stand that man.
Oh.
I think oh. But
Maybe you'll
I,
watch his downfall,
well, I
though.
did watch him in Minnesota, the very first game that I ever went to. Watch him lose. It was glorious. It was wonderful. It was
Was it
fantastic.
a home opener like
It
2 years ago?
was. It
I was
was.
there. I literally
Oh
my
my god!
memory today came up of me buying the tickets that were like,
Oh
one day
yeah.
I won't do this, but right now I'll.
Was the game on the 12th or was it on the 10th? Or was it on the 11th?
It was 2 years ago, so I have no idea. I don't remember dates well at all.
I don't know. But great game.
That was my
Fantastic
first
game.
ever Packers Vikings game. It was home opener, and so I was like, "This is the best." I remember that vividly.
Oh, yeah, fantastic game. I've actually only been to US Bank Stadium twice, but both
Ooh,
games they won. So,
you're coming
yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah. And I do now have my Minnesota Vikings tattoo, and they are
I love
undefeated
that.
since getting my tattoo. So I'll bring my tattoo to US Bank Stadium, and
You
it'll be a
should.
guaranteed win, 100%.
Yes, and I will sit by you.
Perfect. We'll get tickets. We'll go to Sal's tailgate, and
Yes,
it'll be a glorious day for
the
everybody
perfect
involved.
day. I would love that. You really should.
I will keep you all updated because yeah, that
Okay.
sounds amazing. We'll have to definitely
Yes.
do that. All right, Christina. Well, it's been so wonderful
Yes.
talking to you.
Thank you for
Thank you.
having me.
Of course. It's been great.
Okay.
You were
Yes.
incredible.
Thank you. I appreciate you. You keep doing this. You're rocking it.
Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. Okay.
Of course. Okay.
I will talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Bye.
Thank you so much to Christina for coming on. That was so much fun. I'm so excited for the rest of the season, especially now after yapping about the Vikings. My two favorite things in the world, really, just yapping away, and the Minnesota Vikings. So really, this was the best night ever. With that being said, though, it is 12:48 in the morning, and I'm definitely now going to stay up to watch this Monday Night Football game, because why the heck not? You know, why the heck not? So, thank you all for listening. Any Vikings fans who are listening, I definitely think that we should just continue the Victory Day celebrations all throughout the week. So happy Victory Tuesday to all who celebrate. I imagine I'm getting this posted by Thursday, so happy Victory Thursday to you all. And happy Victory Friday and happy Victory Saturday. And then hopefully happy Victory Monday next week. I can't wait. Oh, God bless Vikings football. It really is great. Anyways, it is late, but I'm not going to bed. Football is back. I'm not going to bed. I'm never sleeping again. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Thank you all for listening. Thank you again. I say thank you every single time, but thank you again to everybody who rates the episode, number one, and who lets me know their thoughts. That it's so helpful. It's so kind because all of you have been so kind. And I really can't wait now that football season has started to continue to have multiple conversations about football and also other sports. And also other sports, but also lots of conversations about football and about the NFL and about the Minnesota Vikings, but not only the Minnesota Vikings, but a lot of the Minnesota Vikings. Okay, everyone, I'll stop yapping away now. I hope you've all had a wonderful week. I hope you all enjoy the games coming up for week 2, and I will talk to you soon. All right, everybody. Bye.